This is insane. Sony has reportedly canceled all paid marketing for Marathon, which means one thing: a delay is incoming. Sony took one look at that alpha gameplay and said, nah, we're good. A new report claims that Sony has canceled all paid marketing plans for Marathon. Now, if you don't know what paid marketing plans are, it's basically promotional ads where they can put a ton of views on videos. This is something that they did for the first trailer. I'm talking about the Marathon official announced trailer. This thing supposedly has 22 million views. Ain't no way that happened without those paid ads. Without those paid ads, Marathon is getting significantly less viewership. And the ads aren't just on YouTube. We're talking about TikTok, Facebook, everywhere, across all social media. This is what paid marketing plans are for. And obviously, Sony is going to invest a ton of money to promote this game at the right time, which was meant to be June, but apparently now it's been canceled. This information comes to us from Colin Moriarty, who shared the news in the latest paywalled episode of the Sacred Symbols Plus podcast. This reportedly came from someone familiar with the marketing efforts in an overseas market and is considered a fairly unusual move for a game of this high profile. Definitely an unusual move, and obviously after all of the art theft scandals, Sony is deciding to pull the plug on the marketing plans faster than Destiny 2 players quitting a Gambit match. The quote reads, "I was told by someone familiar with marketing plans in a key overseas market that there are no plans to do paid marketing for Marathon at all." Moriarty said during the podcast, "I don't know if those plans were affected by what has recently happened or if that was always the plan or whatever, but it is considered a fairly unusual move for a game of this high profile." I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that it's due to all the backlash of the art theft and the alpha being received very poorly, but I could be wrong. Let me know what you think. The next part reads, "With everything going on, the art plagiarism controversy mixed to negative feedback from the closed alpha, and now no paid marketing plans from Sony, it's hard not to see a delay on the horizon, or maybe just an outright cancellation like we talked about earlier. Pushing forward with the planned September 23rd launch could honestly make things even worse for Bungie and Marathon. Yes, it would. That would be a dumpster fire, the likes of which the gaming community has never seen. That said, none of this has been officially confirmed. These reports come from insider sources, and as always, it's smart to take things with a grain of salt. So far, neither Bungie nor Sony has made any public statement about delaying Marathon or their plans for the game's release. But let's be real here for a minute. There ain't no way that they continue with business as usual after everything that has just happened, right? There's no way that they're just going to stick to their September launch. I feel like that would be the most catastrophic outcome that could possibly happen from all of this. The last part reads, "What's your take on the situation? Should Bungie and Sony delay Marathon and try to turn things around? Or is there still hope for a 2025 launch? Let us know what you think in the comments." There's no hope. Cancel it immediately, okay? The alpha was received terribly. The art theft scandal makes everything look terrible for them. And honestly, I think the third part, which is the worst part of it, even though you might think the art stuff is actually the worst, I think the worst part is that during their live stream, they talked about the feedback that they got from the alpha, and all the things that they said they would change were extremely minute, when in reality, they needed to change some macro things about the game. They really do not have an aggressive, ambitious vision for this game where they're willing to change big things that are necessary to grow a big audience for Marathon. It's like everyone in the studio for this is clocking in to do their paid job, and they don't really care what the outcome is. But the whole world is watching around, eating popcorn, and just waiting for this dumpster fire to explode. And as much as I wish that wasn't the case, I wish that Marathon was a big success. Like I said before, I've been covering Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 videos on this channel for 10 years now. I've gotten over 100 million views covering this stuff. If Marathon dies, that would be significantly less opportunity for me to cover new stuff. I would love to cover all the cool secrets, the ARGs, any sort of raid-like mechanics, anything going on in Marathon. I would love for it to be successful. I would be all for it. I would be Marathon's #1 fan if the game was good, but it's not. And the devs are not interested in making it good. They've made that very clear. They have a very particular vision for this game, and no one likes it, and they don't care. Honestly, I think the best case scenario for Marathon, if it were to ever stand a chance right now, would be for Sony to absolve it, just like they did with Bungie's other incubation project, Gummy Bears. Sony should just completely absolve Marathon, all of its assets, have the assets scrubbed clean, and let them develop their own variation of it. Maybe if a whole new studio with fresh eyes got the opportunity to develop something interesting, there's an iota of a chance that Marathon could be successful. But under the current Bungie leadership, I just do not see a world where this happens. And I'm not alone in this. I mean, almost everyone in the comments down below has been agreeing with me on all these videos and all these criticisms that we've been giving for the game. And the goal of this, obviously, is not just to be overtly negative and to just throw as many punches at Bungie as possible. The goal is to send a very clear message to them to let them know, hey, your company is going to go under if you go through with this. This is going to be a disaster. So correct course, please. We don't want to see you crash and burn. We want to see you be successful. We voice our opinions so loudly, not because we hate you. We voice our opinions so loudly because we believe that you fail to see the potential in Destiny 2. This is the game, and this is all you got now, Bungie. You were awarded $3.6 billion from Sony because of Destiny 2. And I guarantee you that Sony right now are absolutely furious that they invested $3.6 billion after all that's happened since that, right? That was literally just 3 years ago that they bought them. And look at everything that has happened in the last few years. It's turned into a disaster. I mean, this has become an absolute train wreck. If and when they do announce a delay for Marathon, I would hope that it would be very well into 2026, at least give it a full year. Make some drastic changes, get some new people in upper management, create a more ambitious and have a more aggressive vision for this game with people that are actually passionate about it. Only then might you stand a chance for Marathon to be successful. But honestly, even then you might be cooked because really, no one is interested in extraction shooters in this day and age. There has been so many extraction shooters canceled recently. The market share is not that big. Everyone's already playing Escape from Tarkov. And Arc Raiders looks like it's going to be the next big thing. And it is touted right now to be like Game of the Year, best extraction shooter ever, which just serves as like the boogeyman to you trying to launch a game in competition to that. This is a nightmare scenario for any development team. I mean, there's no way that anyone on Marathon right now has even an ounce of enthusiasm or optimism. I mean, they all have to just be clocking in, collecting their paychecks, and counting their days at this point in time, which is really sad, especially when you think about the long and prestigious history of Bungie and all the excellent games that they've made, that they have fallen this far. In the future, this will be a case study where people will analyze and assess just how one video game company cooked themselves so badly in such a short period of time. You went from a $3.6 billion evaluation to potentially not even being worth the shirt on your back. And that might seem a little bit harsh, but frankly, I've grown tired of being nice for no reason. There's a point where you can be too nice to a company that it can come across and become toxic positivity. Bungie is guilty of this because we knew back when there was those massive layoffs that Pete Parsons and several other higher ups believed that within their studio, they had Bungie magic, meaning that anything that they touched, anything that they worked on would always be a success. And for a while there, they weren't wrong. But now we are nowhere near that. All of the Bungie magic has completely dried up, and we are sifting through the ashes and the ruin of what was once a great video game company. Please get your shit together, Bungie.